Hey y'all. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Come on in. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Come on in. Invite some female entrepreneurs. Invite some female entrepreneurs. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Also, comment and let me know that you are here. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Come on in, y'all. We get started in about 3 minutes. Good morning. Good morning. Come on in. Invite some female entrepreneurs, y'all. Good morning. Good morning. Come on. I'm trying to see. Okay. I can share. Invite some female entrepreneurs, y'all. Good morning. Good morning, y'all. I'm trying to see. Okay. I can share. Invite some female entrepreneurs, y'all. Good morning. Good morning, y'all. Okay. I invited a few people. I don't know what's Facebook hang up, but it only let me invite a couple of folks. So it's well. It's well. Good morning, y'all. Good morning. I'm drinking my coffee. Over here trying to learn how to increase my Instagram followers, right? In one more minute, I'm going to get started. One more minute, y'all. Welcome, welcome. Good morning. Good morning. This light is so bright. Good morning. Good morning. All right. Good morning. Good morning. I'm going to go ahead and get started. So, welcome and good morning to you. I am coming on this morning to talk about, complete the discussion that I started in Clubhouse this morning. And we talked about boosting your Instagram following, right? So we want to get us some more followers. Now, I mentioned this morning that Facebook is a platform that you can really build fairly quickly if you do what you have to do and know what you're doing. But Instagram is a little bit different because it's a little difficult to get people to follow you unless you are definitely being vocal. And um, it was easier when we had a lot of in-person events because you could use that opportunity to get more followers, get people to follow you right there in your face. Um, so it was a little bit easier to build that, but being pretty much all virtual or, mostly virtual right now, trying to build that page has been a little bit difficult for me. So I know that it has probably been difficult for others. And if you have some I'm gonna just throw this out there. If you have some tips, if you have utilized any strategy that helps you to build your Instagram following, chime in and put it in the comments. Help us out. Um, of course, these strategies and tips that I'm giving is coming from a book that I purchased to grow mine. I actually bought the book for Facebook, for Instagram, and for YouTube. And so that's what I'm using to guide me into building my pages. Yeah, shout out for shout out is a good one, but people unfollow you, and which isn't a bad thing, but it's almost like a waste of time sometimes, depending on what thread you get under. So, shout out for shout out does work, but we want to be intentional about the we want to be intentional about the audience that we're capturing, right? Because of course we can probably just get anyone to follow us, but we want people that we can eventually convert into customers and clients, right? Oh yeah, Miss Parker says get larger platforms to promote your business for a fee. Yes, definitely. And that's called influencer marketing. So you would get an influencer to post your business or tell people to go follow you. Also, you can use, your customers when they buy stuff, ask them to shout you out. That helps as well. That's called user content, user something content. So we gonna get there. User guided content. That's what that's called. So we're gonna get there on trying to build up that Instagram, and Miss Parker has a huge following. So we all will strive to get there. Um, the book is, I have to look it up. I'll put it in the comments for you. I'll look it up because I just printed a couple of pages that we're gonna talk about today, and then I'll send you the name of it. So first off, y'all, we have to target the right people, right? So I want to talk about your target audience, your target customer, right? So I know a lot of us struggle in that area when it comes to marketing and getting our business on another level. It is knowing who your target audience is and targeting them specifically, right? And so there's some things that you can write down that can help you um, identify your target audience. And so here are a few of them. So the demographics, right? So you need to know who your target audience is according to their gender, their age, their income, their family size. You also need to know what problem you will be solving for them. So taking into account of who your market is, right? You need to know what problem you're solving for them with your product or service. Then Once the problem is solved, what are their goals? What are their motivations to, continue to do business with you? So it's some things that you have to write down. And it's called a customer avatar, is what you will be building, which is, just the persona of your customer. And so, like I said, you'll start with their gender, their age, their income, family size. What problem are they trying to get solved? What will, once the problem is solved, what will they be looking forward to after that? And then also check out or think about what their hobbies are, what they like to do in their spare time, and what would keep them from following you or making a purchase. Okay. So write all this stuff out, right? So just say, I know my target audience is females between the age of 28 and 44. Well, really 55. It kind of went up a little bit. Um, but the age group is 28 to 55. I have 80% female. They are mostly middle class, working class or entrepreneurs. Um, let's see, what else do I have about them? And they're worldwide, like their location. That's something I did not put on there, but that is something to consider as well, depending on what your product or service is. Is it something that you can market globally? Is it something you can just market nationally? So you have to consider all of that when you're building your customer persona. So that's how you determine who your target customer is. You write it down and you determine what their characteristics are, and then you determine how you will fulfill their need. And then once you do that, you kind of have an idea of who you're serving, right? You also have an idea if you need to niche down. So is your audience too broad for what you have going on? Because sometimes we can be targeting the right type of customer, but we can niche it down a little bit more to, you can niche it down to, something a little more exact. And I'm trying to mute my phone. I'm sorry, because it's okay. You can niche it down to something that's more exact for your business. You can also niche it down to a smaller audience, but it'll be more responsive, right? Because sometimes, I'll just do an example. When I started doing hair, you know, I'm thinking, okay, who's your target audience? Who's your target audience? And I'm like, whoever has hair, and so of course that's my target audience, because I do hair, I cut hair, I color hair, I relax hair, whatever you want to do to some hair, I can do it. But in the fact of it was, look, I'm a barber, so I can do men, I can do women, but that had me at too broad of a customer base, right? Because you target different people in different ways. So if I'm trying to target a man using female targeting, um, female attracting content, then I'm not gonna attract any men, right? So why not just start with that anyway? Niche it down to my women that get their hair done, or either niche it down to my men that get their hair cut, you know. So that's the difference that you look at when I'm talking about niching down, or bringing your target audience closer, because when you have a large span of people to market to, you'll spend more money trying to get your content out, but you may not receive the results that you are looking for, right? Because you have it too broad. So consider niching down after you have built up your persona, your target audience. If you already know your target audience and you are working to target them, you should definitely make sure that you can't pull a niche out of there, right? And so, for instance, if I wanted to pull a niche out of my target audience, outside of just narrowing it down to women, as I've grown in the beauty industry, I've gotten a specialty, which is hair loss, right? So I specialize in treating hair loss clients. So that is a niche in itself that I can target. I don't have to fool with nobody else if I don't want to, but people that experience hair loss. And that's a market for me to continue to treat their healthy hair, help them grow their hair, or use my products, or purchase a cranial prosthesis. Well, maybe not purchase, but qualify for cranial prosthesis. Whatever I need to get them is what they'll receive, because why? I have niched my business down all the way to hair loss, and I know everything that is required for hair loss that I, as a cosmetologist, can provide, right? So I've built myself up as an expert in that area. So therefore, I can niche my target audience all the way down to women and men, because I can include men that have hair loss, right? So think about it in that perspective. If y'all have some questions, chime in. If you want um, help with niching down your own audience, chime in. Let me know. Post your comments. Um, so yeah, but saying all that to say, I spend a lot of time on that because that is mainly where we get hung up at, right? We know how to do everything else in the business, but when it comes to getting our marketing complete or building a good marketing strategy, we have to know who we're marketing to. All right. So that's why I wanted to go into that, because as you build your Instagram page, you want to build it with people that are actually going to support you. You know, not necessarily everyone has to buy something from you, but you want people that are sharers. You want people that will tell other people, even if they're not on your page. You want people that will, like I said, share the information that you put. And y'all, crazy, I just learned how to share on Instagram today. I've been on Instagram for years, like wondering how are they sharing that, like other posts. Just learned it today. So explore these apps, explore these platforms, click on some stuff and figure some stuff out, because I really didn't know that. I thought I had to have like a secondary app in order to share. So, and maybe I did when it first came out, right? Because they're constantly updating this stuff. So, yeah, you can share right in the app now. So that was good to learn. So let's talk about gaining followers, right? So as Miss Parker spoke up about reaching out to a larger platform, that is reaching out to an influencer, right? And so research and reach out to potential influencers who have at least 10,000 followers. And so there are a few influencer banks that you can use to find these influencers. And I'll just give you one. It's called Iconosquare. I'll put it in the chat. And that is a website or app that you can go on to find influencers in your niche. And so Google that, Iconosquare. And then after you reach out to influencers or researcher influencers, you want to consider creating an ad campaign, right? And so, based on your goals and your audience interaction, you want to create an ad. Now, if you don't know what you're doing, 100% do not know, hire someone to help you or ask someone to help you. Everything isn't for a fee, but when it comes to stuff that you making money in your business off of, you definitely want to try to invest, right? And of course, running an ad is also an investment. So just make sure that you have intentionally set aside a budget for this. you know hey, Miss Celeste, how you doing? Make sure that you have intentionally put out a budget for this. Make sure that when you create your ad campaigns that you are putting your best work out there, as far as the caption that you use, as far as the graphics that you use or video. Of course, right now, number one trending um content is video content, y'all. And so make sure that when you do your ad, when you run your ads, that you are looking at all of the perks and priorities that come along with running ads. All right, because it can be very expensive. And then pay attention, all right, when you are setting up these ads, because I have found, I've been running ads since like 2015 with Sisters of Empowerment, but I don't run many ads on my paid businesses, um, just based off of what I learned from running ads with Sisters of Empowerment. And so um, pay attention, y'all. They have made it where, okay, every time you kind of post something, it'll ask you if you want to make an ad or create an ad. But sometimes the settings are on like $25 a day or something crazy like that. So that's what I mean, like pay attention so that you don't go and click on something, and then when they hit your account, you know, you like, what happened? Okay, so pay attention when you are dealing with, that's Facebook and Instagram ads. And if you don't know, Facebook and Instagram are like sister platforms now or something like that under Meta. So a lot of the capabilities in the ad space are available on Instagram and Facebook, or you can run an ad through Facebook and add your Instagram page, right? So, but it all starts in Facebook if you want to do the linking type of ad where you're running it from both of your pages. But if you're just doing Instagram, you do that straight from that platform. So, create your first ad, but pay attention. Don't forget to pay attention, y'all. All right. After you do that, if you have a product, we talked about this last week. If you have a product um, based business and you have a website, you need to make you a shoppable catalog on your Facebook and your Instagram pages. Okay. And you do that by linking your pages through your website. And, depending on what type of website you have, it could be easy or it can be a little bit difficult, but it can be done. So you will consult whoever runs your platform for your website to do that. And so what that does is when people go to your business, and you have to have a business page, y'all. So keep in mind all of the things that I'm talking about is on business pages, because a lot of things cannot be accessed through your personal page. Number one is your insights. You cannot see who looked at something, all you can see is likes and shares on your personal page. But when you get to your business page, you can see a lot more. And so you need to see those things in order to build your page properly. All right. So once you connect that your website to your Instagram or your Facebook page or both, once people go to your page, it'll populate the prices. When they click on the product, it'll go straight to your website for them to check out. On some of the platforms, you can check out right in Facebook, you can check out right in Instagram. So, it depends on what you select. But for your products, do that, because it gives, when people have less clicks to make, most times they'll go ahead and go through with either the sale, or if you're doing a lead generation, they'll go ahead and follow through. But if you give them too many steps to take, y'all know we ADHD with these telephones and computers, and so we might click on something else before we get to the third click, right? So you always want to make sure that you give people easy access to get to what you're providing. Okay. The next thing you want to do is, now, I have not done this, but I'm going to try it. So the next thing is create an Instagram filter. And so I'm going to create an Instagram filter and see how that comes up. There's a software called Facebook Spark AR Studio where you can create your own Instagram filter. So we're going to try that out and see how that helps. It's for you to use in your stories and your reels. So, you know, just some things that boost your engagement, boost your followers, and then keep them engaged, right? So once you get your followers on your page, make sure they have some good stuff to look at. And so that is where your content comes in. And so I'm not going to talk about content today, um, because that can be a long, drawn out situation, and I don't want to be too long and drawn out, but I do want to end with um, what I talked about in Clubhouse this morning, in doing an audit on your Instagram page to see exactly um, what you need to make improvements in. All right. And so I'm going to go through what you can do to audit your Instagram page. And then, because I'm sure most of you that are here or that may listen to the replay already have an Instagram page. And so there's some things that you can do, or that you can look at to evaluate the effectiveness of your content. And so um, the first one is to see if your post schedule aligns with your follower activity, right? And so, oh, how do I do that? How do I do that? You go right into your Instagram dashboard, which is the page that shows how many followers and stuff you have, and go to insights, and then you go to followers. And under that, it will show you a lot of information on your followers, right? It'll show you things like where they're from. It'll show you the age group. It'll show you the sex. It'll show you the locations. It'll show you a lot of things in there. But the most important thing that you want to look at is that timing. And the timing will tell you the best times that your page is being responsive, right? Or when people are engaging on your page, the best times. And so you look at those times and you evaluate if you are posting during those times. If you're not, you need to change your schedule and post during the times that your page is highly engaged, okay? And so that's number one. Number two, you want to look at first you want to see if you're creating content that resonates with your audience, right? So you will do that by looking at your view count and your engagement rates, found once again right there in your insights page on your dashboard. Okay. Mind you, I didn't say likes. I'm not one time have I said look at how many likes you have, because that's not what matters. All right. It's your view count and your engagement. All right. So you go and you look at that and you see how that measures up. You can see how it goes from day to day. You can do it from week to week. You can do it from month to month. You go and you evaluate that and see how the people are responding to your posts. All right. Then you check to see if your follower growth is consistent. So you do that as well in that section. You go under the followers and it'll show you you lost 2 followers, you gained 5 followers. You lost 1 follower, you gained 6 followers. All right. And so don't think that the loss of followers is a bad thing. It is proven that it's going to continue to go up and down. You're going to lose followers, you're going to gain followers, but you always want your gain to be more than your loss, right? So that's why you could conduct audits such as this and look at if you're posting the right thing, if you're posting at the right times. And also, like I was saying earlier about, you know, the follow for follow deal, I don't really care for it. I'll get in some if I just want to get some people on my page. But like I said, I want people that are going to engage with my page. I want people that I can eventually convert to customers. I want, so you have to know what you want out of your social media, and then you can make a plan to get there, right? And so, like I said, um, target the people that are going to respond to you on social media. Target the people that are going to share your information on social media. Target the people that are going to at least comment and, respond back and forth with you on social media. You don't want people that's not interested in your product or service on your page. I don't care if it leaves you with 2 or 3 followers. Just don't get a whole bunch of people for numbers, because when you look at your engagement, it's going to show. All right. So it looks good on the outside to have 10K followers, but if your engagement is 100, then what you got all them people on there for? Because one thing about it, you can engage thousands and thousands of people without even having that many friends. I've done it myself. With my What's Your Superpower TV page. I had 100 followers and I reached 1,200 Instagram accounts in one day. So it's all in what you post. All right. So we'll go over content probably next week. I'm not sure yet, but yeah. Check to see if your follower growth is consistent. All right. And then what you have to do finally is look at your page. Like, scroll your own stuff and see, is it appealing? Does it look orderly? Is it lining up with my brand? Is my brand showing? Right? Am I creating a story with my post? Am I keeping my logo and my brand colors visible? Does my page look good when I scroll, or does it look like it's all over the place? Those types of things, because aesthetics matter. You don't have to have the most fanciest post. You don't have to have all this frilly graphics and all that stuff, but you do want it to look good and you want it to relay your message. All right. So, with that being said, I'm going to take a break for some questions. Y'all, if you have any questions, comments, put them in the chat. Put them in the chat and I will respond. And I'll just wait a few minutes for that, because I know it a delayed response sometimes. So if you have any comments or questions, feedback, anything, go ahead and post now. Go ahead and post now. All right, I don't see no questions. Y'all good? Of course, if you watch the replay, feel free to leave your questions and I'll come back and answer them. Also, let me know if you enjoyed this content this morning. Is it helpful for you? Is it helpful for you? All right. Well, I don't see any questions. So I suppose everyone is good with what I have discussed this morning. I hope that it reaches you and you utilize this to grow your page, to grow your business. Just a few little announcements. One is we still have a few slots available for our women's retreat, the Renewed Woman Experience, going on March 31st through April the 3rd. We are going to Gulf Shores, Alabama. We have rented a 3-story beach house for us for the weekend. So if you're interested, reach out to me. We have just a few slots available. Some people canceled, so we have some openings. Grab your business bestie and come on. Come on down to Gulf Shores. It's all inclusive. All you have to do is get there. All right. Next, we have Women's Empowerment Week, y'all. I am planning our Women's Empowerment Week. Well, it's kind of planned out. I am organizing it now. So I will be coming out with the events listing, the preliminary event listing this week, so you can see what we have planned for our women and girls during Women's Empowerment Week, which is March the 20th through March the 26th. And so we are asking women-owned businesses to host events for women and girls, women, or to host an event for women or girls, or you can host an event for women and girls. But whatever you do, you make sure that it's empowering, an empowering event for women and girls throughout that week. And we organize them and we promote them as a part of Women's Empowerment Week to all of our platforms. Your event can be virtual, it can be in person. That is strictly up to you. It does not have to be a free event, it can be a paid event as well. So most of the details are left up to the organizer, and we just include you in your flyer and promote. Okay. And so if you're looking for that opportunity, please contact me through the inbox or email me. Y'all know how to reach me. All right. And then um, of course, every Monday we meet on Clubhouse for our power call where we affirm, align, and activate our businesses. And I think that's about it. Of course, the podcast, the magazine has launched the Coaches Edition. So if you haven't looked up that, look it up, check it out. And also join us for our podcast every Thursday. Tomorrow, February 15th, we have the Coaches Edition of Power Talk Tuesday, where I welcome Coach Kiki Nikita Johnson to the platform. So look out for that if you're available. And other than that, that is all I have. I thank y'all so much for coming on. Like I said, if you watch the replay and you need any questions answered, just go ahead and put it in the comments and I'll come back and reply. Y'all have a great, great week. Blessings.